What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Starfield. We're continuing where we left off in the last one. So, we're actually, we've got a few missions to do. So if you guys can see, we need to talk to all the board members, which is all 6 of them. What we need to do is we need to make sure that they all vote correctly for everything. So for the NeuroAmp, as well as to take over, I think, Infinity Ltd, I do believe. So we've currently got 1 vote of 1 vote, which is actually how do you pronounce her name again? Masako? I'm probably butchering it. My apologies. But yeah, that's what we need to do. So I guess let's go around and start talking to everybody. We'll start up here, I guess. And we'll start with her, the traitor.
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work.
If you acquire Infinity Ltd, you're saving jobs. It's good pub. Yeah, it is. Yeah, let's go with the top one.
Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak. The internal NeuroAmp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO is finished.
Well, that's what you think, eh? It's actually your job what's gone, bitch. I'm not using the internal new amp anymore. It's too dangerous. I'm already 1 step ahead of you.
Good. If you use that NeuroAmp wisely, it will guarantee that Infinity gets shut down.
So manipulation, listen to reason, Laru. You know acquiring Infinity Ltd is the right choice. Let's do it.
Well, it does make Ryujin look good. And we do gain a wider customer base, which means higher profits. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping around. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting.
Alright, well, 1 down. Speaking of, I plan on bringing up the internal NeuroAmp as its issue in the meeting. If you can't guarantee success on your own, speaking of, I plan to bring
An issue? That would be a foolish move. Dalton and Alexis are the only 2 against it. You'd never get the rest to shut it down.
I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go. The internal NeuroAmp is dangerous. The tech only spells trouble for Ryujin in the future.
Dangerous indeed. For all I know, you're using it right now. The irony. Perhaps I didn't see it earlier, but you're right. The moment a competitor reverse engineers Vina's work, it'll be chaos. The last thing I want is to have my brain scrambled because some engineer didn't do their due diligence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Well, your opinion doesn't really matter, so yeah, there we go. So we've got we've got 2 for Infinite Ltd, and for the NeuroAmp I've got 1. So it's 1-1. Right, let's go talk to everybody else. I think shutting it down is a good idea. Just, I get to keep it. I'm special. Right, I think what we do is we talk to her first.
And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope.
No. Feel great, no side effects. As far as I can tell. Are these actual side effects?
What? No, of course not. They're purely theoretical.
Let's go with the top one.
That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp.
I think we just got hit with that little robot. The interior in your arm changes everything. You're going to be famous. This thing is dangerous. No one should have this sort of power. I'm going to go with this one.
I hope you're not actually suggesting that the technology I spent years working on and perfecting never sees the light of day. This is groundbreaking work. My life's work.
You're a scientist. Hear me out. Just has it from every angle. Let's persuade.
Fine. Make your case.
If the internal neuron backfires, your reputation will be ruined. Yeah, let's go with that.
You really think they could come after me?
As the sole owner of the neuron, I know exactly how dangerous it is. Yeah.
Well, perhaps I really do need more data.
That can come out of this using this about numbers the good. Yeah.
And would I feel responsible as the creator? Well, this conversation's made me feel like a proper monster. But you're right. In a perfect world, tech like this is used for good. But this world is far from perfect.
Yep. There we go. We've now got 2-1 on the neuroamp. You're not a monster. You got lost in the excitement of... yeah, let's go with that. She's not a monster, really.
It is. It really is. For years, my only focus has been, is this possible? And then, how do I make it work? I never stopped to consider if it was right, or what it would mean. I guess it'll be up to a vote either way. It's not on the meeting agenda, so I assume you'll bring it up yourself? We just have to hope the others will see reason. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be?
If we acquire them, it will be fun to see how they... yeah, let's go with that. Do you have any strong opinions about acquiring... let's ask a question.
I'd like to acquire them, although it won't break my heart if we don't. Faye may have stepped over a line in her attempt to replicate my work, but she's a brilliant engineer. I'm very curious to see what else she may have been working on and dig into her research.
Let's go with the top one then.
Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
So there we go. So currently we've got, for the neuroamp to get shelved, we've currently got 2 to say no for the neuroamp, which is a good thing. And then we've got 3 up for acquiring Infinity Ltd. Right, let's come in here. Have a talk with this guy. See what he says.
You operatives really will wear anything.
Thanks, I guess.
Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available.
I'm happy to help answer any questions you might have.
Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd. Throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why?
Of course, if we save the jobs of thousands of people, we should do it. Yep, we should. Infinity is filled with... no, not going to go for that one. The major of those workers are innocent. They don't know what was going on. Of course, we can save jobs for thousands of people. Yeah.
Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have. It's a financial burden. It would be a huge undertaking on my part.
You have opportunities to do some good here. Why not take it?
That is a plea more well spent on Genevieve or Alexis. I prefer to focus on the numbers and leave emotions out of my decision-making.
It sounds like you already made your decision, so why even ask me?
Perhaps I wanted to see if I could be convinced otherwise. It's easy to say, it's the right thing to do for someone in your position. But for me, Infinity Ltd. Is a huge financial unknown. It's high risk versus mediocre reward.
The only thing is, though, you don't know what else they were working on. So, like, you've got to look at the bigger picture. Like, they've got in-house people what are already working on, not just the NeuroAmp, they're working on other things. If you acquire them, you get all of that knowledge, plus you get some brighter minds. You got to think on that as well. We're going to manipulate, why not?
This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary offers. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay here could have major payoffs in the long run. Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation?
I think it was well handled. It proves how I think it was handled was well handled. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
And why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. I just want to know the why behind your statement.
Sako and Dalton already have a plan in place to uncover the mole. And it worked. Yeah, let's go with the top one.
Being prepared for anything is a great asset, one that Masako excels at. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been.
And then turn on your arm tech, like that is dangerous and it should be banned. What are your thoughts on the internal neuroamp?
It's the next big step for Ryujin Industries. Financially, it'll keep us secure for years to come. There's no doubt it's our future.
Right, okay. This dangerous should be banned. Let's go with this.
It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one. Hence the added motivation that will bolster sales.
Yeah. No. Can you guarantee that all of your employees can afford one?
The guarantee depends on if we're willing to make the financial commitment to outfitting each employee with at least a shielding component. A cost that's not lost on me as CFO.
I'm sure that you have some thoughts on this matter. Could you share? Yeah, let's see if Andreja can share a little bit.
Ah, your companion. I would be interested in another perspective.
You are naive if you think tech like this will remain under control. Think of the Neuroamp in the hands of a Varun Zealot or Crimson Fleet pirate. It is not a matter of if it will happen, but a matter of when. Will you be equipped to handle the repercussions when that day comes?
What makes you so certain this is inevitable? Not that I doubt the scenario.
Simple. It is human nature. Nuclear weapons, chemical warfare, xeno-warfare, mechs. Enemies and competitors will get their hands on this tech eventually and reverse engineer it to use however they see fit.
I admit, you've properly pushed my concerns to the very edge. Your friend here is quite convincing. The internal
Good.
neuroamp does indeed come with risks, none of which I am inclined to take anymore. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. There we go. We've now got 3 to get rid of it, 1 to keep, and then we've also got 4 for acquire LTD, so that's not too bad. Also, when I've been manipulating, have I been upgrading this? And no. So we just need to control one more person. I've actually upgraded this a little bit. So, not sure if I can. There we go. Just to level that up, that's all. Right, okay, let's we'll have a chat with this person in here first. We'll just let the neuroamp on her wear off. Right, let's have a chat with this lady in here, shall we?
Is Masako
Janine.
checking up on me
Genevieve,
to make
sorry.
sure I'm on her side?
Depends on whose side you're on. Where would you think that sent me?
Because that's what I do. You want something in this business? You don't pull any punches. The only real question is just how persuasive she asked you to be.
I mean, that depends on which side you're on.
Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda lines up with mine. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light.
Yeah, good. What's the benefits on acquiring Infinity Ltd? We'll just ask all the questions. I like to ask all the questions, so let's do it.
Infinity is that sad company in distress with thousands of employees terrified of their futures right now. We are the warm embrace of security coming to rescue them.
There must be a downside of acquiring Infinity Ltd. So what is it?
The only downsides are the unknowns. Lyndon and Alexis are going to have a lot on their hands. Not that I'm getting off easy. Whatever they find, if it hits the public, that's going to fall on my shoulders too.
Yeah. Coming to the rescue of all those innocent workers will really look good for us.
I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year.
So there we go. We've got another one for acquire. So yeah, I think we're more or less on the trend of acquiring them. So, is the public all you actually care about?
The consumer is our lifeblood, so capturing their wants and desires, of course, it's all I care about. I'm sure I wouldn't be in this position today if it wasn't.
You really want to keep Ryujin in the public's good grace. There's one big thing to consider. I'm actually here to discuss more than just. Let's go with the top one.
All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done, qualified or not. So let's hear it.
The internal neuroamp, the research should be banned. Have you considered just how powerful the neuroamp is?
Of course, which is why I know it requires some very delicate handling. But unlike Alexis, I believe we can get the proper restrictions and regulations in place to have a marketable product. We do it every day with weapons we arm ourselves and our ships with.
No, it should be banned. I'm going to go with the top one.
The possible backlash on tech like this is not lost on me. However, the internal neuroamp will define the next era of tech. With Ryujin at the forefront, it's not an opportunity you just walk away from.
Do you really think a product that can manipulate unknown citizens will be accepted in the by the public? I don't think it will.
Not when you word it like that. But a product that can settle disputes or help broaden someone's point of view? Then you really have something that consumers will buy into. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk. Maybe I'll even consult you on future endeavors.
Okay, so what's that on then? So we've got 3-1 on it currently. Can I talk to her again or no?
Good talk.
No. Okay, well, I guess we don't know what her option's gonna be. I guess we'll go talk to her first.
If only there were more hours in the day.
Sometimes I have that feeling quite often, actually.
Well, if it isn't my favorite operative, something I can help you with?
I heard you're not a fan of requiring Infinity LTD. I'm just here to ensure that you make the right decisions. Would really appreciate if you could back her on acquiring Infinity LTD. I heard you're not a fan of requiring.
You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity LTD is the Pandora's box of corporations.
Legal issues aside, the pros of acquiring Infinity LTD far outweigh the cons. Yeah, I think it does. It's what are the details on why you don't want to require Infinity LTD?
I can guarantee that Infinity LTD was up to more than just the current charges. The process of finding and following up on all those threads won't be easy. I refuse to be blindsided by another corporation's past, so this is going to take a lot of time and patience.
Let's try and persuade her. Yeah, I understand where she's coming from. It's going to be a lot of work for her, but take it this way: you gotta look at the pros. There's a lot more pros than cons. Yes, there's those cons and the big cons, but you gotta think of everything else on top. You know, you can quit the shady business practice. You can progress. Let's try and persuade.
All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me why Infinity is a good asset.
Based on your we be to be honest with you, yeah, the top one's actually a good one. Let's go with the top one first.
And
That
one
didn't work.
unforeseen lawsuit could wipe out that benefit instantly.
You can tell me on Earth. My deal doesn't. Let's go with that. I'm probably going to lose this.
I do pride myself on solid contracts, and this one would be especially challenging. Huh. Well, what do you know? I think you just convinced me. Talent like yours belongs in the courtroom.
There we go. So we got 6-0 for that. Have you been? Let's go with that, yeah.
Unfortunately, half my department's been poring over documentation, while the other half is writing up what legal guidance they can.
And then I would make headline. You really want a legal nightmare? You'd say the attorney if it's that bill. Yeah, let's go with that.
Don't even get me started. First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can conjure for the rest of your life. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in storage.
Well, that is one very clear position.
Yep. Is there any positives you can think of about the internal neuron? Yeah, let's go with that.
Tech like this only has good applications when you have complete control over who uses it. Once that tech hits a market, open or private, that control is gone. And not only that, the tech is out there to be advanced or modified by anyone who might get their hands on it.
Agreed, the internal neuron never should see the light of day.
Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who has one say that. Masako is lucky to have you at her disposal, you know? You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now I really do need to get back to my notes.
Yeah, well, take it this way. I think we've got a sliding victory of what I wanted, so yeah. So we've got to shelve it, we've got 4 votes to 1, and then to acquire Infinity Ltd, we've got 6. So, and by the way, we didn't use the internal neuron for you at all. We didn't use it on them once. I've only used it once on these guys. So anyway, let's talk to Dalton and let's go from there.
This meeting should prove to be very interesting. I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome.
I was told to make sure the board votes to acquire. Yes, but I refuse to use the internal neuron to ensure votes. Yeah, let's go with that one.
Good on you.
It would be almost fitting to see the technology immediately turned on those who foster its creation.
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion a long time ago. I knew it was a grave security risk, and look what happened.
We saw the first how dangerous this tech could be. It should never go to market. You're against Project Dominion from the start?
Completely. I understand the success it can bring for the corporation, but my only concern here is security. It's not that the board majority fails to see the dangers. It's that they believe we can overcome them. That hubris could easily bring this corporation down one day. I only hope it won't be on my watch.
You didn't tell me you actually disagreed with
It's not often, but yes. And I'm not the only board member that initially voted against moving forward with the research.
We saw firsthand how dangerous this tech is. It should never go to market.
You read my mind. Let's just hope Masako and the others see it that way. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd., we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause.
The acquisition is worth the work. Do you think that... do you think this is the right time to acquire Infinity Ltd? Let's ask him the question.
Well, the timing could be better, but I don't feel strongly one way or another about the acquisition. We've gone through our fair share in the past, and this one would be no different. If Masako wishes to bring Infinity into the fold, I will not stand against it.
The acquisition is worth the work. I know your team can handle it.
I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd. Is obviously not known for their security. I only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
Yes? You need something?
There we go. Right, let's attend the meeting, shall we? Looks like everybody's heading there now. I only used the manipulation on one person. I only did it for a test, so yeah. Right, let's sit down. Let's attend the meeting. Somebody's about to get fired. This is going to be interesting.
All right, everyone.
There we go.
As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd.'s botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Our intention is to purchase Infinity Ltd. Would put the employees' minds at ease. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd.'s current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments? None? Excellent. Moving on, then.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
And we only lied about Imogene, so Ularu would incriminate herself. Imogene was another victim of Ularu. We only lied about Imogene, so Ularu would incriminate herself.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Yep.
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Bye-bye.
Did I lose you?
You're finished here, Alaru. Enjoy your unemployment. You're going away for a long time. You're finished here, Alaru. Yeah, let's go with that.
Security. Escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up?
I believe work on the neuramp needs to be shelved. Sorry. Yeah, let's go with the top one.
The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it?
It takes away a person's free will. It's not right. Yeah, I'll go with that. The moment the public learns about it, no one will trust anyone anymore, especially Ryujin. Internal neuramp is basically a mind control device. It should be banned. The moment that the public learns about it, no one will trust anyone, especially Ryujin.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's right. Regardless of the pros, the cons are too morally and ethically irresponsible to move forward with.
I must agree. We can't go through with production on technology like this until certain safeties can be guaranteed.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
Vina, prep Project Dominion for storage. Any other matters to bring forth?
Nope.
None? This concludes our order of business for today.
So much work to do.
So much work, but take it this way. You've got a lot of work to do, but take it this way. It's good work. Real work. Talk to her.
Shelving the internal neuroamp. Not the outcome I anticipated.
Maybe now you see why the neuramp is dangerous. The board agreed. Yeah, maybe you now see why the internal neuramp is dangerous.
A fine point, but it still proves its usefulness. The truth remains, Lucas Drexler learned a hard lesson, and we exposed a traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin.
If that's your way of saying thank you, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
I suppose it is. Gratitude isn't something you typically hear these days in the corporate world. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time.
There was no honor in Ularu's plan. It did not deserve to succeed.
True. How often does Ryujin have someone turn against the company?
Not often, and certainly not to this degree. We have the occasional employee consider selling information, but thanks to our security and operations teams, we always catch them before any damage can be done. This was the first time anyone from either department was involved.
Whatever it takes to keep Ryujin on top. It was nothing. I'm just not used. I'm not used to it. I'll go with them.
Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it.
That's unnecessary. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say thank you. I think. I'm sure this job is really for me. Sorry, I'm not sure if this job's not really for me. Give me the details on my new position. Thank you. I'm just going to say thank you.
It's well deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
Wow, okay, not bad. Got 4 digipicks as well. Alright, well.
If you are free soon, could we talk?
I think she wants to talk about what we've done. Oh, there we go. There's an achievement for completing this as well. Not bad at all. I guess what we'll do is we'll talk to Andresia first. Let's see what she's got to say.
I suppose now you can add climbing the corporate ladder to your list of accomplishments.
Oh yeah.
I think it is perhaps for the best that the research program will come to an end. Where that neuroamp technology could lead, there are many bad outcomes. Too many.
Yeah. It's almost certain it would be a disaster. It's almost certain it would be a disaster.
Already there has been too much conflict between corporations vying for this technology. First Infinity, then Ryujin. Who knows what might be next?
Ryujin might try to take over the world. Yeah, you never know what might have been.
This is true. It does not make sense to dwell on the unknowable. The project will be shelved, they call it? As I said, too many other bad outcomes. This is for the best. With the neuroamp matter settled, we should move on to other things, yes?
Yes, I've got other objectives I want to go do. I'm not sure if there's somebody else here on the operations floor who wants to talk to me yet, so let's see if there's anything else in here I want to do first. Yep, well, I think that's everything, I think. There's nothing else in here I can really do, so yeah. I think that is everything for the Ryujin Industries story arc. It's actually been a good story arc. I've actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I think one thing we will do, though, quickly, is we've leveled up once while doing this story quest. I think what we'll do is we'll increase manipulation by 1. This can force a target NPC at or below your level to obey commands for a limited time. I think that'll be a good one. And yeah, it's can we level up, please? I'm not sure why I can't level. Might be I should be able to level that up, but for whatever reason I can't. I don't know if I need to actually unlock these down here. I might need to put 3 more skills up here, maybe. If I have to, that's what we'll do. We'll do that later, though. But yeah, there we go. That is going to be it for now, I do believe. I don't think... yeah, like we've just got like an activity right now to go talk to Sam Core. We're just going to take all of these off just so we've not got any other missions. But yeah, that seems to be it for the Ryujin storyline. I've actually thoroughly enjoyed the storyline. Hopefully you guys have too. I am actually probably going to call this one a little bit earlier than I do on most episodes. I usually like to keep them around about an hour long, but actually I think we can talk to Imogene. I think was one of the objectives what popped up, but I'm not sure where Imogene is.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
And I think she's about to lose her job.
I should have known you'd be a problem.
Don't wander into any restricted areas.
I can't remember where Imogene usually sits. I just want to go see if we can talk to her, because I think she's back in the building now. I think she was down. She wasn't on this floor, was she? She was on a floor below, I think. Let's see if we can talk to her, though. I'm pretty sure she was on the operations floor, I think. If I remember rightly. And her office is down here to the left. See if she's here or not.
There's always work to be done. Pace yourself.
Here she is.
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical day-to-day.
Really? Right back to work?
Of course. If you think anyone here believes in downtime, forget it.
Well, I guess you just had a good bit of downtime while we solved the case for her. It's good to see you back in your office, Imogen.
And I'd say it's good to be back if I hadn't returned to a mountain of paperwork. Now, since you were new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together, and I've approved. Questions?
So I don't get to deal with you anymore.
No, but try to see that as an improvement, since I certainly do. The mission board is more efficient for both of us.
What's a mission board?
Well, after this conversation, you can head up to your office and see for yourself. Just think of it as a computer that lets you pick and choose your assignments at will, rather than having to deal with me all the time.
Hold on, I get an office? What kind of assignments are those?
Nothing you aren't already familiar with. You experienced the majority of what we do here during your training, if you recall. Uploading a few files, manipulating a narrative or two, obtaining schematics, it's just more of the same.
Alright, cool. That makes your job a lot easier.
I wish. Assignment approval isn't exactly riveting work. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own personal mission board inside. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make your own hours. Oh, and congratulations, of course.
Thanks, Imogen. I'll see you around. Can I access the mission board outside of Region Tower?
No, only within the tower. The security risk would be far too much to allow access to that data in a public space.
Makes sense. I've always made my own hours. Thanks, Imogen. I'll see you around.
You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door policy. Just for you.
Thank you. There you go. I'm in the mission board. So, is this my office over here? Behind this door here? Oh, it's very small. Take that. I'll take the digipics. Well, this is in my office, so you're in the way, Andresia. Just a bit. Thank you. What else have I got over here? Guess those can stay. We've got some sort of pistol. I'll take those. And I guess I'll take all of this as well. There we go. We've got a seat, we've got a desk, we've got a computer by the looks of it. Oh well, a closed computer. And yeah, we've got the mission board. Let's check out the mission board. Yeah, these I guess that, well, these missions are actually fairly good actually. They give us quite a few credits. Not a great amount of credits, but a nice amount. But yeah, hack, plant evidence, sabotage. Seems to be really nice. But yeah, that is it. We've also got ourselves an office here in Ryujin Tower. I guess we can go back here whenever we want. It's not like a nice big office like this or anything, but let's see who's in the offices next to us quickly.
I've got my eye on you.
If you happen to see Lyndon on this floor, give a girl a
whoever
heads
that
up.
is. But yeah, there's not really much to do, really. I'm not sure if we can customize it or not. No. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the series and everything so far. We're going to continue with a new story arc, hopefully in the next one. And we're going to go research the next one now, and we'll crack on with that. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. I honestly have enjoyed the story arc. It's been a bit of a boomerang one, where you sort of go out and then boomerang back to the office all the time. I guess when we start doing the, if we do anything on the mission board, it'll be boomeranging in and out of here all the time. But that's something we might consider later. I think we've got a mission I want to do with Andresia. So I'm going to go try and maybe do that one next. So I'll probably clip in some stuff from a previous episode and stuff like that. We might do that one next episode, but yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. If you guys have, hit the like button. If not, the same button's right next door. Hit subscribe if you guys haven't already. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end this one right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.
What the fuck are you doing, Morgan?